Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is, well, let's do the whole darn weekend. Saturday, the 12th of January, is National Kiss a Ginger Day. You should do that with permission, though. I just want to make sure you know that. Go kiss some pretty girl and then get smacked and, arrested. That's bad. You didn't hear that here. National Pharmacist Day, National Curried Chicken Day, National Marzipan Day, and National Vision Board Day. Have you ever done a vision board where you put things on a page?
I had to do one in school.
Yeah. And then the 13th is Sunday, and it is Korean American Day, National Sticker Day, National Rubber Ducky Day, National Peach Melba Day, Stephen Foster Memorial Day, and National Sunday Supper Day. All of that happening this weekend. And I have a guest. Remember last weekend there was this thing called the Golden Globes? Remember that?
Yeah.
I have a guest who was there. ReneeBargh. She's the co-host of Extra, the Emmy award-winning entertainment news program. She was on the red carpet, and we're going to chat with her about that experience. It's all on the way. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Want a good laugh to start every day? We do, and you can too. Be sure to follow WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com on Facebook. Every morning we send out our Weird Gift of the Day. You don't even have to buy anything. You can just follow our page and laugh at the bizarre real gift items we find and share every morning. And maybe you can share them with your friends who have a good sense of humor too. We have a link to make it easy to find us at WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Time now for surveys, studies, and such. Today we have a study. It found that half of British people hate smiling because they don't want to show their teeth. So there's, for whatever reason, kind of a stigma, and I don't understand why that is. Because there are people who are famous British actors or actresses who become famous, and their teeth are, not so great. Then they'll come to America, and they'll be in movies, and then, like, on their second film, they have all new teeth. So I don't know. They have dentists in England, right?
I believe they do, but
I'm sure
maybe
they
they
do.
have no dental insurance, so it's more expensive and that sort of thing. I don't know. I don't know if it's included in their universal healthcare.
There are people who know more about this than us, believe it or not.
Believe it or not, we are not experts.
I did not do this study either, but they found that half of British people don't like to smile because they don't want to show their teeth. So there you go. Interesting little study and survey and such right here on the John and Heidi Show.
Cable and dish companies keep jacking up their rates. Join the cable cutting revolution with ChannelSurferTV.com. Watch TV with no monthly fee. Our DVR lets you record shows and pause live TV with no monthly fee. Want to stream movies? We have a device for that too. It works with Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, YouTube, and many other streaming platforms, so you can cut the cable and save a ton of money every month. Learn more at ChannelSurferTV.com. That's ChannelSurferTV.com.
And this is your brain on drugs. We mentioned this a little bit in a previous program, but I've got more information now. Not that we really needed more information on this, but a Florida man denied ownership of 3 syringes removed from his rectum. What in the world? 4:30 a.m. strip search at a county jail.
We've talked about this guy, but now he's denying that they were. He's saying these were not mine.
This is all of the info here. He's a 40-year-old man by the name of Wesley Scott. I don't think we even had that before. He was arrested last week on outstanding warrant charges for drug possession. While being searched in the field, he denied having any illegal items on or in his body. They have to ask, do you have anything in your body? No, nothing.
This is so sad. This is where we've come.
So he was subjected to a strip search. They removed 3 syringes from, down under and provided them to a jailer. He claimed that hey, I found these, but they're not mine. Wait a minute. Who put them there? Anyway, he was in trouble for introducing contraband into a correctional facility. That's a felony, held on a $5,000 bond. Court filing does not reveal whether or not he has who he says actually owns these syringes, but he handed them over. Would you even want to take those? Hopefully they had rubber gloves.
I'm sure they had rubber gloves.
Yeah, and he did not say in his statement whether he consented to having them stored in such facility either.
That's disgusting.
So, that is so weird. This is one of the many bad decisions people make when their brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. I'm kind of losing my voice over here.
I've noticed
What's going on there?
I don't know.
I think I need to take a nap or something. Fans of John Travolta are thrilled with his new look. He's now shaved his head completely. Have you seen that?
No.
Some people can pull off that look. I can't. Bruce Willis looks good that way.
Oh, well, Bruce
I do not.
Willis, those
when
buff and...
I think
you have to be pretty well built to pull off a bald
year ago,
head.
I shaved my head for a charity thing, and it's a really cool charity. They do it all over the country, and it's absolutely awesome. But they asked me, "Hey, are you going to be involved in that again this year?" And I was like, "I'll help promote it, but I can't shave my head." I didn't look like Bruce Willis with my head shaved. I looked like Curly Stooge. I'm like, slightly. Heidi and I talked about this the other day, but not on this program. Margot, I can't even say her name. Margot Robbie is signed on to play Barbie in a live-action film. The Australian actress is going to be a part of it. She's 28 years old. She was recently in Suicide Squad, in I, Tonya, and Mary Queen o' Scots. But now she's going to be Barbie. So that's kind of cool.
I don't know how I feel about a live-action Barbie movie. I just don't know what I think about that.
We'll have to watch it, I suppose. Yeah. Thanks for listening. This is Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
Every day, approximately 23 U.S. military veterans take their own lives. Big Paws Canine Foundation is helping to decrease that number, providing service and companion dogs to our disabled veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Partnering a hero with a specifically trained dog significantly reduces the incidence of suicide, and your support makes all the difference. Find out how you can help our American heroes. Join the pack at BigPawsCanine.com.
Now your scoop of the day, brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. This is probably old news for most people by now, but it says multiple outlets are reporting Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos was having an affair with Extra TV correspondent Laura Sanchez. People are saying Bezos' divorce will be the most costly in history. Now here's the thing that's interesting. The person that he was having the affair with was on Extra TV. In just a moment, I'm going to be visiting with somebody from Extra TV.
You going to ask her about her coworker?
Probably not. Because here's the thing. Have you ever been involved in an interview where, you got like a 5-minute window and halfway through they hang up on you? Nor have I. You know why? I don't ask those kind of questions. It says CEO Amazon of CEO. What am I saying here? The Amazon CEO. I don't know what the heck I'm saying. He and his wife filed for divorce after 25 years of marriage. There's a ton of stories online.
What
I've got
idiot.
linked to a couple of things. Yeah, what are you doing? That doesn't make any sense. I've never understood being unfaithful. Ever. Makes no sense. I mean, it's not
You
like...
have to say that because your wife's sitting next to you.
No, but you know what? I would say that even if you weren't. Each of us had been married before. Mm-hmm. Each of us had a spouse who either did for sure have an affair, or at least we thought they did. You couldn't prove it or anything, but I just think it's a bad thing to do.
Oh, it's awful. It makes the person that you're married to just feel like
don't do that.
Dirt.
And the sad thing is, here's the thing you need to understand. There is nothing out there, if you're in a relationship where you love each other and you are a good, couple that should be together, there's nothing out there that somebody else can give you that spouse can't give you. Nothing. There's nothing out there. So get it at home. Whatever it is that you're looking for, find that at home. And here's the thing. In the world we live in today, if you're not happy, you can get divorced before you do that.
Yeah, you don't have to
belittle
your spouse.
Sadly, I think that Amazon is going to pay the price. Granted,
I doubt it.
They're big enough. It's a huge enough company that they probably won't notice. But I know that there are already some religious groups that used to work with them to do things that are already saying, we're going to look for different places to do things. So there are some people that are not thrilled with the way the CEO has acted. And like I said, we'll let that play out where it plays out. We're going to get back on track. Starbucks, they're installing needle depositories in their bathrooms.
What?
So drug users can discard their syringes. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing that I have to say. The first thing everybody was jumping to online was heroin. But I had numerous people that I saw who commented that said, I'm diabetic. What are you talking about?
Okay.
I'm a drug user, but I'm not an illegal drug user. So they're saying this is really good. Before, I had to carry these things around until I got home so I could dispose of them properly. So people instantly leap to that conclusion when it's not always that.
But
I know.
People who are diabetic probably shouldn't be going to Starbucks and getting a triple mocha latte with extra whipped cream.
And where's your restroom? I got to go.
I better go.
I'm going to do this quick while I'm waiting for you to mispronounce my name. Top advisor for Bernie Sanders' 2016 campaign has been accused of forcibly kissing a female staffer at a hookah bar during the DNC convention. Here's the thing that's interesting. They keep tying this to Bernie, and there are people that are really upset going, okay, he worked for the guy, but Bernie didn't make him do this. Bernie wasn't even there. Why does everybody keep bringing him up? So it's just the world we live in today. It's like, my goodness. You know somebody who does something wrong, and all of a sudden they're throwing you under the bus for knowing the guy. California police are searching for 2 men who stole a lottery ticket machine from a supermarket. Well, if you're going to do it, I mean.
Yeah, do it right, I suppose.
But here's the thing. All of those lottery tickets, I don't know if you know this, but they have numbers on them. So they can track if they're real or if they're not real. They know which ones were stolen. If you won $1 billion, you couldn't cash it anyway.
Right.
So that was probably the dumbest thing to steal. Pizza Hut is going to start delivering beer later this month. So that's kind of a new thing. That's an interesting thing. Pizza Hut going to start delivering beer. So I wonder whose idea that was. Sitting around there like,
I've always wondered why they couldn't.
Because what happens if a bunch of underage people order?
Okay, obviously when you get there, if they've got beer, you have to show your ID.
When you get there and you're surrounded by a bunch of underage people. I just think that's a bad idea. But
see, I've always wondered why you couldn't.
As you're looking at an empty wine glass. You know what would be a good idea?
I'm out of wine. I sure wish somebody could deliver.
Why not wine on wheels? I'm just saying. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
At FunkyMonkeyShirts.com, we want to remind you it's never too early to start thinking about Valentine's Day. And what says I love you better than awesome matching fun t-shirts? Get something for your sweetie and for you. We have several his and hers t-shirt designs to choose from at FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. Let the world know how much you love one another and wear your heart on your sleeve. Well, at least on your shirt. With a little help from FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. That's FunkyMonkeyShirts.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend. We've got a special guest joining us. We're going to be talking about the Golden Globes that actually happened last weekend with ReneeBargh. That's who our guest is. She is the co-host of Extra, the Emmy award-winning entertainment news program. And for the show's 25th season, they've been there at the Golden Globes. She's been a correspondent and a weekend co-host since joining the show in 2010, and then she was promoted in 2017 to be a co-host alongside Mario Lopez and Tanika Ray and New York co-host AJ Calloway. Renee, thank you so much for joining us. How you doing today?
I'm pretty good, thanks. I mean, it's after the Golden Globes night. Excited to talk to you.
Well, and the really cool thing is last weekend you had a chance to stand on the red carpet at the Golden Globes and be a part of it. And there are a lot of people who are watching at home. And for those people who are watching at home, and maybe there's some that are not so interested, but just imagine how cool that would be to stand on the red carpet. And you get to do that. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, being on the red carpet for these award shows is so much fun, getting to see the stars as soon as they step out of their cars and chat to them. And they're all obviously in a good mood, particularly the ones who are nominated. So, yeah, it's really fun. It never gets old.
What would you say is your favorite red carpet experience, having many of them, I'm sure, but is there something that just comes to mind that you think this is just the best experience ever?
Oh, my goodness, there are so many. But I just have to think, Julia Roberts, getting to interview her and, having so much fun with her. We had a lot of fun. She was poking fun at Mario, and we were taking tons of pictures and just catching up and talking about the year she's had and everything, and she was just so great. And you just have these moments where they walk off the platform and you're like, that was Julia Roberts. That was really cool.
Now, you've been with Extra since 2010 and co-hosting now since 2017. What was it that first drew you to this line of work?
I worked in Australia on a music show, so I interviewed, actually Gaga was one of my first big interviews back in the day, which was pretty funny. But I started off on that side with music, and then when I came to LA, I just got really lucky to get the job at Extra, and I didn't even know it was something that, was a job. I mean, in Australia, it wasn't really a job I could do because there isn't as much of an entertainment scene over there. So coming over here, it was, it was an exciting opportunity, and it's been so much fun.
How different is that? I've lived in America my entire life, so I guess it's hard for me to relate to that. But going from one country and one culture to a completely different country, how big of a change was just culture in itself, but then especially when you're immersed in the entertainment industry here?
Oh, I mean, it's so different, particularly from where I'm from. I'm from a very small town in Australia that's very quiet and very slow. And it's really lovely. But, you come to LA and it's a totally different speed and celebrities everywhere. But I don't know. In other ways, it's very similar. The weather's very similar. The traffic is much worse. You get used to that and you become a little bit more of a defensive driver in LA, that's for sure. But, yeah, it's funny. I think back and I'm like, I don't know how I made that transition because it really is very different. But it's just so exciting and fun.
So one of the things that I was reading here, Renee, it says that you're a big fan of surfing. So I know that's a big deal in Australia, but it's also a big deal in Southern California where you're living now. What is the surfing like here compared to Australia?
Well, the water's definitely a little colder, that's for sure. In Australia, particularly where I'm from, you don't have to wear a wetsuit probably 90% of the year. Here it's the other way around. So that's the biggest difference. And I just think we have, I don't know, I'm very partial to the breaks that I have back home in Australia, and not as many people fighting for a wave as it is over here. So I definitely have to say I prefer the surfing home in Australia. But I don't get out enough here because I'm always too busy.
Well, congratulations on the success you've had with your career. Is there a place that people can go and maybe if they want to watch the program online, where do they find more information to learn more about that?
ExtraTV.com. And yeah, check your local listing.
Well, thank you again for taking the time to chat, Renee.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Again, our guest today has been Renee Bargh, and she is with Extra TV. We're going to throw a link in the show notes to make it easy to find Extra online, and we'll put a link also to her page on IMDb and her social media. All of that will be in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
Cable and dish companies keep jacking up their rates. Join the cable cutting revolution with ChannelSurferTV.com. Watch TV with no monthly fee. Our DVR lets you record shows and pause live TV with no monthly fee. Want to stream movies? We have a device for that too. It works with Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, YouTube, and many other streaming platforms, so you can cut the cable and save a ton of money every month. Learn more at ChannelSurferTV.com. That's ChannelSurferTV.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Gordon Sumner. You know who that is?
I know
Gordon
the name.
Sumner. Have you heard it before? You know this person.
I know the name.
You
I don't
know him by
why.
his stage name from the Police. His real name, Gordon Sumner. Sting. Yeah, his
That's
real
why
name
I know it.
is Gordon Sumner. There you go. That's today's fun fact.
At FunkyMonkeyShirts.com, we want to remind you it's never too early to start thinking about Valentine's Day. And what says, I love you, better than awesome, matching fun t-shirts? Get something for your sweetie and for you. We have several his and hers t-shirt designs to choose from at FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. Let the world know how much you love one another. And wear your heart on your sleeve. Well, at least on your shirt. With a little help from FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. That's FunkyMonkeyShirts.com.
Time now for Fear This. Fun with phobias. Heidi gets to guess what this phobia is. I bet you might get this one right. Carnophobia. 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 What do you think carnophobia
Is it
is?
fear of meat?
It is. Ha! You got one right.
I've gotten several
I know
right.
you have. You're actually pretty good at this game. Carnophobia, the fear of meat. Coming up, we've got some weird news to get to. That's on the way.
Want a good laugh to start every day? We do, and you can too. Be sure to follow WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com on Facebook. Every morning we send out our Weird Gift of the Day. You don't even have to buy anything. You can just follow our page and laugh at the bizarre real gift items we find and share every morning. And maybe you can share them with your friends who have a good sense of humor too. We have a link to make it easy to find us at WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. You want to know what the weird gift is this weekend?
Yes.
It's a giant burrito blanket. It's a giant circular blanket that looks like a burrito shell that you can wrap yourself up in. What?
Isn't that nice?
I don't know
We've
why.
got a mermaid blanket,
I know.
a mermaid tail.
Christmas time, somebody got that for us. But this is today's weird gift, or weird news, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Police are reminding public about the proper use of the 911 system after a bunch of wasteful calls, recently one from a woman who is concerned about the company her teenage daughter is keeping. So she called 911 at 6:55 p.m.
Yeah, that's not
to see if they could investigate the 17-year-old daughter. She's planning to spend time with these friends. Can you do me a favor and check into who these people are? No, we can't do that.
That's not what it's for, sweetheart.
1/3 of 911
Why don't
calls.
you check into what they're doing?
Yeah, no kidding. 1/3, 33% of the calls that came in last year were non-emergency, including things for my fast food was cold, my cat was sick, there's noise coming from my light bulb. So anyway, they said the 911
Okay,
line.
so I could see somebody calling if they're like, there's not 911 for pets, so I could see somebody who's really attached to their pet freaking out, like they're cat's dying and they want help.
You call a vet. You don't call 911.
Not at midnight.
Do you think they're going to dispatch? Yeah, we got a vet ambulance waiting right here.
I don't know. They send out the fire truck if they're stuck in a tree. Yeah. Why wouldn't they send it if it was dying?
My cat is stuck in a tree. I'm sick. It's sick. I got to just put him in the tree quick. It's a bad idea. Anyway, misuse of 911 can result in charges.
And if your light bulb's making noise and you're paranoid, you could think your house is going to explode. And so you're like, what do I do?
Don't encourage it, Heidi.
I'm just saying I can understand maybe the rationale behind a few of those.
Don't you have to go get coffee or
but
something?
The fast food is cold. That's not okay.
That's where Heidi draws the line.
That's where I draw the line.
This is Weird News, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Now your moment of duh, brought to you by FunkyMonkeyShirts.com. An Australian man who twice tried to set fire to a speed camera pled guilty. We talked about this dude, remember? Because they said he had some flaming underwear, and it turned out, no, it was not flaming underwear. They were flaming socks. Oh, that's much better. 40-year-old Russell Wearbone admitted to a bizarre attack. This was sometime last year. He admitted to it in November, but the actual court case happened Tuesday. Single father of two used a fuel-soaked sock in his second attempt to torch a speed camera. This happened, again, quite a ways back. It was in March of last year. The self-employed electrician was remanded and on continuing bail, whatever that means, to appear for sentencing submissions in this coming March. So he declined to comment outside of court, by the way. So why did you do it? I don't really want to talk about it. This is not the best decision I've ever made. Not looking good. You know, hindsight is 20/20. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. Thanks for listening. This is today's Moment of Duh.
Every day, approximately 23 U.S. military veterans take their own lives. Big Paws Canine Foundation is helping to decrease that number, providing service and companion dogs to our disabled veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Partnering a hero with a specifically trained dog significantly reduces the incidence of suicide, and your support makes all the difference. Find out how you can help our American heroes. Join the pack at BigPawsCanine.com.
Time now for the dad joke of the day. If you've got a dad joke you'd like to submit, you can do that at johnandheidishow.com. Heidi, here's the joke for today.
Alrighty.
When does a dad joke become a dad joke?
When?
When it becomes apparent.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay, maybe it wasn't that funny.
These are so terrible.
Yeah, there are a lot of them that are. But thank you to everybody who submitted them. And if you submit yours and we use it and Heidi says it's terrible, it's only because she loves you. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
Time now for some good news, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. This is a fun story here. Here's the headline. A train passenger uses a Twitter post to help rescue 26 girls from traffickers. How cool is that?
That's very cool.
I mean, I think it's just crazy that we even have such a thing. Like
First of all, how disgusting is it that there's that high of a demand for young girls? That's horrible. It is horrible, and it is disgusting.
Even be a term called human trafficking. That shouldn't even be a term.
There shouldn't be a market for it. It's disgusting.
But a quick-thinking train passenger is being hailed for rescuing 26 India girls. They're from India. From the clutches of two human traffickers. Ardish Sharvista, I probably didn't say that right, and I apologize, because he's a hero. He was on a train that was traveling through Pradesh in India, and he noticed something strange about some passengers. His train cabin was filled with girls, all between the ages of 10 and 14. Almost all of them were distressed, and several were crying. He said something was not good that was going on. There's something afoot, Heidi. That's what he said. Something was afoot. I've never heard that phrase used that way.
I've heard that phrase.
I don't know if he used it right there, though. But he pulled out a phone, created a Twitter account, a new one, so it wasn't attached to him, sent several messages detailing the situation to the railway, to the law enforcement authorities, saying that he suspected these girls could be victims of human trafficking. Upon writing out of his cabin and train number, he put all of that information in there. The Good Samaritan only had to wait 30 minutes before the Ministry of Railways Twitter account responded to his message. And a few stops later, several police officers boarded the train and arrested the 2 men who had been transporting these girls. So I think that is awesome. He's being hailed as a hero. You know why? Because he is
a hero.
If you see something, say something. My goodness. So I've got a link here.
Absolutely disgusting.
I've got a link to the good news story, and it's sad to say that good news has anything to do with human trafficking, but it's because a hero saw something and did something. We could have all looked at that and said, I wonder what was going on. There was some weird thing going on. He did something. These girls, 26 girls, are safe now because of it. How cool is that? Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. I have a link to this story and many other fun things in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com.